On the edge of the North York moors lies the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
Thank you, madam.
With the help of his team...
That's rather a good fit.
I really like that piece.
Oh, can you believe it? Your hair looks a bit untidy.
Angus has been running his auction house for more than a decade.
Bless you, Angus.
When he's not on his rostrum...
Right, that's it. I'm leaving my beloved Yorkshire.
He's clearing cluttered homes.
There's a lot of stuff in the loft, obviously, I hoarded.
Finding unwanted items to go under his gavel.
You want us to take everything? Empty it.
If you think it's worthwhile taking.
That is fantastic. I love that.
Using his expert knowledge...
Oh, look at that.
He uncovers hidden gems...
Things I have to do for my job.
And discovers valuable heirlooms.
That is gorgeous. Do you ever think you were born in the wrong era?
Yes.
Back at the sale room, he turns these forgotten treasures...
At £600.
Wow. ...into incredible windfalls of cash. As a new week begins at the auction house, Angus's 30-strong team are hard at work.
Do you want to have a look? Yeah, it looks quite old.
Out in the yard, trainee valuer Charlotte is also gearing up for a busy day.
You sure about this?
Yeah, why not?
Pete's offered to give her a driving lesson.
You know what that does, don't you?
Well, accelerate,
Aye.
brake.
Yep. And clutch, ABC.
I don't know exactly what the clutch is for, to be honest.
Do you know?
No.
The clutch, you put your foot down on the clutch for when you want to change gear.
OK.
Hey, we've got to start.
I think everyone needs to be quite worried that this is happening.
Charlotte taking me here today, is she?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think you'd get there, to be
Well,
honest.
I'd enjoy your company, Charlotte, but perhaps maybe not on your first run out. Well, let's get swapped over. We need to get going, Pete. We're off to Doncaster.
Right, OK.
But we'll have you driving soon, Charlotte.
OK, yeah.
Charlotte's lesson will have to wait.
Let's get going.
I'll get out then.
Because today, Angus needs Pete and the 3.5-ton capacity van for a partial house clearance in South Yorkshire.
Do you want to know an interesting fact about Doncaster?
Go on then.
That's where I was born.
Was it?
I know, you'd be shocked, I know.
I am. Right, okay.
When I was born, we were actually living in Nottinghamshire, and we had to travel to Yorkshire to be born, because you had to be born in Yorkshire, obviously.
Angus and Pete are crossing the county to help clear the home of retired couple Dave and Jill. They're moving from a detached home in Doncaster to a seaside bungalow on the North Yorkshire coast.
We're moving there because our daughter lives there and she's having a baby.
She's got 2 boisterous dogs and a baby on the way, and we think she's going to need a little bit of help.
Moving day is less than a month away, and seeing as the bungalow they're buying comes fully furnished, they've decided to only take their smaller items. All the larger pieces from here are heading straight to auction.
I'm 65. I don't want my daughters trying to sort all this out when I can do it, and I can do it now. There'll probably be a tear when it's loaded up in back at van, but common sense has got to prevail.
Oh, bright but fresh, Pete, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit.
Here we are.
Angus, welcome to South Yorkshire, mate.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you, and you, Pete.
Yeah,
Come on in.
Thank you. You're moving, is that right?
Yes, we're going to Filey. Honeymoon there 41 years ago. My daughter's just moved with a job, so we only live once.
Right, well, I suppose we'd best go and have a look and see what there is to go.
Right. Yeah. Follow us into the garage.
Thank you very much.
We'll show you what we've got on offer, Angus.
Top of the list is the modular shelving system called Ladderax, a brand they've been collecting for more than 40 years.
Oh, it's a good garage, isn't it? And look at all the Ladderax.
Yep.
Fantastic. fantastic.
But I have to tell you, I accumulated so much at the last home. Me and Jill had a big issue about it, and I burnt some of it on a bonfire.
No.
Approximately 3 or 4 cabinets went that night.
It's a good time for me to leave. And
I regularly...
You know it's quite valuable, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, right, OK.
Ladderax is an iconic mid-century modern British product inspired by classic Scandinavian design.
The Ladderax has always been part of our home.
Not only did Jill's mum have it, Jill's mum's sister had it, Jill's brother had it. So when we got married, we started purchasing it, and there's too much material. So at long last, I'm decluttering, much to the joy of Jill. She'll be doing cartwheels when you leave here.
Former warehouse manager Dave has also set aside a selection of smaller items he'd like Angus's expert opinion on.
There's what we've got on the table, which is just a collection of old joiner's tools and bits and bobs, some planes. And then over my shoulder, they're the top end, they're the really nice items.
Well, I'll best have a look through some of the items.
Great.
I'll start giving Pete a hand with these bigger bits, and I'll give you a shout if we get stuck. So this is a fairly standard miner's lamp that we see quite often, but, you know, they're popular. People like them, hang them up. Sometimes they have nice plaques on them that will relate to a particular colliery, and there's different types of miner's lamps. Some of them can be worth a lot of money. A standard one like this, you know, you're looking around about sort of £40. And then we go back 100 years or more earlier than that to this early to mid 19th century tea caddy. Sort of sarcophagus formed on these little bun feet. And, you know, tea was very precious. Would have been in these 2 divisions there. That would have been all lined originally, and it would have been locked away. You didn't want your housemaid pinching your loose tea, did you? No.
That simply wouldn't do.
Sadly, not that valuable. The condition's not great. As it is, it's probably sort of £30 to £50, 40 to 60 on a good day.
It's not just Dave's eclectic mix of items that's impressing Angus.
Everything's laid out, very organised. You can tell he used to be a warehouse manager. I think, you know, Pete could probably learn a thing or two off him. It's very neat and structured.
I think this job is going to be all right, actually. I mean, yeah, looks pretty well organised, which I think Angus should be, you know, he should learn a thing or two, to be honest.
Now, boys, don't fall out. It's time for Angus to take a closer look at that iconic British furniture.
The design aspect is fantastic, and I think that's why it's become so popular again now in the last 10 years, because the concept's brilliant. So you'd have your ladders, hence where the name comes from, Ladderax, and these ones are in wood, but actually more commonly they were in metal, and then you'd buy your units. So it might be a shelf unit, it might be a cabinet, there might be a secretaire, there might be drawers. So although you had the same type of furniture as other people, every look would be different and unique to you.
Ladderax ceased production in 1987, so original pieces are now highly sought after.
Massive demand for it now. It sells really well. I mean, this suite here, this range, I wouldn't be surprised if we get £1,000, £1,500 for this. For what was fairly, in its day when it made, utilitarian furniture.
Sounds like Angus is a bit of a fan.
Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, Pete.
And in the blink of an eye, Dave's carefully curated collection is on its way.
It's painful for me because a typical Yorkshireman don't want to part with anything. I think it comes from when I was young and living in a council house, we had nothing. And then when I met Jill and I saw her home, Jill's house was a private house, and it was a real eye-opener. Nice furniture, nice belongings. I was a rough diamond, and Jill and the family changed me and made me where I am now.
I met Dave in a nightclub. I think I was a bit bored and I'd had a few drinks. And we just got chatting, and it just went from there.
We've been together 41 years, and the only time we've fallen out is over furniture and things, and it's no longer we will fall out.
Goodness, best get the rest of it in the van.
Pete, I don't know if you're ready for these yet. Have you seen them? I mean, Macintosh, they're a great design feature. I mean, this is what people are after now, aren't they?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it swivels round,
Bigger table.
flips over.
Yeah, that's all right, actually.
Real 1970s classic. These Macintosh tables, really, really sought after. And it's so important that when we're cataloguing that we get the descriptions right, because people online, they'll have keyword searches, so when this sort of thing comes up, they know about it. And I've sold, you know, loads of this type of thing all over the country and overseas.
Although Dave and Jill have only lived here for 3 years, most of the furniture Angus is taking has been with them for their whole married life.
Yeah, can you believe it? Yeah, looks a bit untidy.
I'm not emotional yet, but I think when I see his empty garage, I probably will get a bit, you know, thinking about it and all the memories. You don't have room, so you just move on, and that's what I think we're doing now. It's taken some time for Dave to realise that, but yeah, I've been telling him for years.
Well, like he said, he's a proud Yorkshireman. Something he's eager to prove to Angus. Maybe more so.
I'm your biggest fan. I think I look better in this.
Yeah.
Apart from Gabble, I think I could have a go at that fella.
Well, I think you'd be all right, but you need to do your button up, look.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Minor wardrobe malfunctions aside,
Okay.
what else has Angus got his eye on?
Do you know, I didn't even know that did that.
It's a snooker
Well,
kit. So, look, there we go. You must have known.
I knew it rattled, Angus. I didn't know. Well, I never knew.
It's a walking stick and a billiards cue. There's your walking stick,
That's brilliant.
and then you just unscrew it, put your billiards cue on, and away you go.
And how much is that? How much is that?
Sadly, not a huge amount of money, but
For
it's
all
good
that
fun.
and quality and snooker.
Yeah. It's a bit of fun, though, isn't it?
While Dave goes potty for his cue, Angus and Pete get to work on some of the heavier pieces from the garden.
Hang on.
Including a stone animal trough.
It's the heaviest thing that I've lifted, definitely.
No, it's fine. We do well with stone troughs. They're very popular around us. And, you know, very Yorkshire thing. And it's certainly an old one. It'll be 100 years plus, probably. You know, a stone trough like that, probably about £100.
Along with this old millstone, these two could be worth their weight in granite on auction day, which will please Dave no end. He's got big plans for when they move.
We're going to be grandparents, so we're going to be spoiling my daughter a little bit. But the main thing is that I'm going to buy Jill what she's always wanted, which is either a jacuzzi or one of these 2-metre square pools that you can swim in, and then I can watch Jill swim for hours on end, which will be nice.
And the spiders. I'll get the spiders.
Excuse me, there's probably...
After a day of hard graft, Angus and Pete are nearly ready for the 70-mile drive back to base.
Just got done as the sun's setting, and we're going to be a little bit late home, but not too bad. You know, David's great, but he didn't think we'd get it all on, and we have. It's about all we could get on. That's us all packed up.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Good job done.
Got it all in. Yeah, I thought we'd get the doors closed quick before you start deciding on more bits.
What a difference.
Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Absolutely brilliant. It's done.
No, that's fine.
Bring on the sale.
Be exciting.
A good day, you know, Dave and Jill, they've got some nice bits. Clean, tidy, straightforward, and look forward to seeing them on sale.
After a late night, Pete's up early to begin unloading the van. There's a fair few weighty items to shift, but luckily for Pete, help is on hand in the form of trainee valuer George.
What you got?
I've got some chimney pots.
Oh, hooray, nice and heavy then.
Heavy-ish, yeah. We've got a grinding stone as well and a Belfast sink, which is obviously you can see under there.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I've got you.
So they're the really heavy bits.
That's why I've got you to help me, yeah.
Right. You couldn't ask Mark.
No. No, he told me to ask you.
Great.
Do you think we can do it?
I think so.
Oh,
Remember, lift with the knees, boys.
oh! All right.
I can't get a grip of it.
Put it down.
Time for a rethink, lads.
Right. Do you want to be underneath?
Yep.
Are you sure?
No, but...
Ready? Yeah, you're all right. Go for it. And straight down. Yep. You've got mustard weight there, mate. You okay?
Yep. You know, just a small hernia.
Better get that seen to quick, George. The auction is in a couple of weeks. Time enough for Nick and Mark to appreciate Dave and Jill's ingenious table set. It was made by Scottish manufacturer Macintosh, who are renowned for their classic mid-century designs.
But it's beautiful. It was all handmade, dovetail joints and so on. Nice hinges.
Nice hinges.
Very flush, aren't they? There's no gaps in any of the joins, are there? And it hasn't warped or anything. It's as good as the day it came out of the factory.
It's just one of 37 separate lots that will need to be photographed and catalogued in time for Dave and Jill's auction. The big day has arrived and Dave and Jill are here bright and early to inspect their lots.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow. Looks good.
It looks better in here than it does in my garage.
Definitely.
I think it'll be quite an entertaining day having Dave and Jill here because Dave's a bit of a character and I think he'll keep me on my toes, so I best get some good results for him.
It's just a pity that you made me burn some of the Ladderax on a bonfire night because that's where the wooden shelves went.
Leave it, Dave.
All in all, he's got some interesting bits. I think we'll do okay. We've had a little bit of interest.
It'll be very interesting to see what flies, if you know what I mean.
It's auction time. So while Dave and Jill get comfy,
Here we go.
Emma and Heather fire up the monitors for those online bids. Meanwhile, today's porter, Jasper, prepares the first lot for sale.
Right.
It's the Macintosh table set.
42, 45, 48, 50, 5, 60. £60 it is then at £60 at 65. Anywhere is it now? At £60 at 65. Anywhere now? At £60 surely. At £60 at 60. We all done at 60.
Dave and Jill are off to a flyer.
That's a good buy.
I'm happy with that.
That's a good buy.
Next, it's the Ladderax shelving. Dave and Jill had two sets. This, a teak one, is up first.
£600 I have. At £600 bid. At £600 at 600, 620, 640, 660, 680, 700. You're making me work for it. At 720, 740, 780, 800, 800. At 800 it is. At £800. He looks happy, I think. I don't know if he's ready to hit me or he's happy. I don't know. Oh, good. At 800 it is then. At £800. At 800 we're all done. Last chance for all the Ladderax at £800.
He's bang on, isn't he?
It's a sale.
And he's worked for it.
Dave and Jill also had a metal frame set of Ladderax.
At £380 then all done at £380.
That's good.
I'm happy.
Now, has anyone got a hankering for a farmyard feeding trough?
The Yorkshire stone.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire!
£60 at 65, 75, 80 is it now? At £75, 80 surely now. At £75, at 75, 80 is it now? £80 got to be worth 80. £80, thank you, madam, at 80. 80, I've got 5. 90, 90, I've got 5. One more, we'll take it. 100, 100 and bid at £100 it is then at £100. Selling then at 100.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, definitely. I'm happy with most of it, so.
Another sizable chunk of Yorkshire is up next.
The millstone. Feels like I've got one around my neck some days at work. There we go.
Too.
Well, it should be the millstone there. There we go. 30 and bid at 30 it is, then at £30 at 30. 32 it is, then at £32 at £32 at 32 it is. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. 35, 38, 40, 2, 5, 8. It goes really nice with a trough. At £48 at £48.
Once again, sold to a local buyer. Is that a smile, Dave? Oh, good. Maybe the next item will brighten up someone's afternoon.
22.58, £28, 30 is it now? At £28 it is, then at £28 for the miner's lamp there at 28.30. Commission's out. I've got 2 bids jumped in at 30. 30 it is, 32 sale room. You know you want to be in. 32, it's on the sale room. 35 is it now? At £32 at 32. 5 anywhere is it now? At £32 at 32.
Unbelievable.
It's been snapped up by a buyer from Middlesbrough. But will anyone be in the right frame of mind for this little lot?
It's a walking stick, and it's also a billiards cue.
But I didn't know what a snooker cube.
£20? Got it worth 20 of us. I think they'll want to keep it. At £20, at 20. £20 for it, 20. For the ingenious billiard cue 2022. 22. We're off now, £22 at 22 it is, then it. £22 at 22, then at 22. Two of you now at £22 at 22.
Sold to an online bidder.
That's our gear over. It's all gone.
Angus has shifted a total of 23 lots, but will Dave and Jill be satisfied with the results?
Hello, are you all right?
Yeah, more to the point, are you?
I'm all right, yeah, why?
I cannot believe the amount of words in such a short time. And you talk more in a sale than I do in a month.
No, I can't believe that.
Oh, I don't believe it either.
Well, I'm glad you've had a good time.
We have.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be walking away
Yeah.
with £1,434.
That's very good.
Hopefully that'll help towards
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
removal.
But to be fair, it's not been about the money.
Yeah.
We've talked about Yorkshiremen and Yorkshire not giving anything away. And I've been selfish over the years. I've just been a bit of a pillock, really.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry to you on film.
Thank you.
And thank you. It's been lovely
You're
doing
welcome.
business with the Yorkshiremen. We're well pleased with how it's gone and the money that is made, but it's just been a really nice experience. Clutter-free, lady.
Yes,
Clutter-free.
That's what it's all about.
Upwards and onwards.
I think they got 1 or 2 good results. The end total's good, they're happy. I mean, they're so happy that I'm going to be going back and clearing the bungalow that they're moving into, so they must be happy. So, yeah, it's been a good day.
The team at Kirby Moorside take on up to 200 house clearances a year, but not every client needs the full service.
Pete,
Yeah?
you're right.
Yeah.
Good, good. I've got to go do a job. I don't know what you're up to, but...
Yeah, just getting some things ready for a customer.
OK, brilliant. Well, when we've done that, we're going to go see Pauline in Selby, so a nice local one today. Mostly smalls, there's some toys and things like that, so we just need a few boxes and...
It's already there.
See, I knew you'd be on the ball. Come on,
Barney's
then.
waiting as well.
And as Angus well knows, sometimes even the smallest jobs can unearth the most exciting finds. It's a short 40-mile drive south from Kirby Moorside to Selby.
Well, I think it'll be a straightforward job today. It's all smalls. Hopefully, we won't be getting too much of a sweat on, but... We've heard that before, and then it turns out to be a grand piano, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
They're on their way to visit siblings Pauline and Kevin, who need help clearing a huge stash of collectibles their late dad acquired throughout his lifetime.
He was a big collector of all sorts.
Yeah.
Toys, cars, coins. You know, I think they just wanted to go to somebody who's going to appreciate it.
Okay.
Their dad's various collections have been at Pauline's house gathering dust since he died 8 years ago, and she and Kevin have decided the time is right to bid them farewell.
I feel guilty in the fact that it was my dad's pride and joy, and he's collected it over the years, and that I'm just going to get rid of it. but at the same time, it's just sat in a garage and no one's looking at it, and it's such a shame.
And the other thing as well, it's like someone else might have a collection and they might just need to add to it, and for them it might be something that they find, and it's just like, wow, that's what I need just to finish my collection.
Hello.
How are you? All right.
Hello, is it Angus?
It is, yeah.
Hello, Angus.
Oh, and who's this?
This is Forrest.
Oh,
I just need to keep hold of him because he'll run away.
Oh, dear. Well, shall we go in and...
Yeah.
What sort of stuff was it that your dad collected?
It's a sign of things he's got. This is just a mini motorway.
Oh, OK.
He's just got a few oddments for.
Yeah, model railways, very collectible, and these are Triang Minic motorways. So Triang's, very popular toy brand, and the Minic toys. So, yeah, good. A little bit of play wear on them, but, they've been enjoyed and loved.
One of his loves, which he passed on to me, was obviously railways and things like that. So he built me a big railway set when I was 3, obviously for me and not for himself. He was always interested in railways, and he ended up working on the railway as a porter, then a guard, and a conductor, as they're called now. And we used to take us out to see all the steam trains at the time, like all the Flying Scotsmans and Nigel Gresleys and things like that. Even though he didn't have that much money, he'd always find extra money to buy us the best presents, and then he even carried that on with the grandkids, didn't he?
Yeah, he always wanted to put his collection on display, but never got round to it. And he's ended up, unfortunately, passing away before he got the opportunity to do that.
Pauline and Kevin's dad, Keith, died in 2014. Their mum, Molly, followed just 10 months later.
When we had to do the house clearance, there was that much stuff. None of us really were interested in keeping it ourselves. So we've put it all together, and looking through the boxes, it's like, oh, I didn't know we had this and didn't know we had that.
Right, the garage.
The garage.
Right, so it's all these boxes.
Yeah, so it's all at that side. And then here, it's anything above there, along here, and then down that side there.
Right. What about things like this?
Well, that's off the Austin 7, isn't it?
Austin 7, yes.
The old radiator surround.
Yeah.
Angus has always loved his heavy metal.
And a few old tin signs.
Yeah. So these are from the days when my dad ran a garage.
Oh, right, OK.
Some of these were up on the wall, and he's kept them all.
Are these something that would be to go as well, are they? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, certainly they're, they're collectible. Not fortunes, but, they're quite saleable.
Yeah, these were things that he collected over the years.
Sort of like little advertising boards.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. I mean, people love those.
Oh, well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we'd sell those as a little group, and they would sell, absolutely fine. I mean, they're wonderful. We said it was all model cars, and we're finding advertising and
honestly,
all sorts.
there's bits of all sorts in here.
I mean, there's a few things in there that I've seen that are quite saleable. The garage signs, there's the drinks advertising boards that were on a bar. They're really collectible. They're going to do OK. So I think when we unpack it all, we might find one or two good things. But, yeah, certainly those signs are going to do well. It's a Gibson 64.
Not everything in the garage is up for grabs, so Angus will have to be sure he doesn't accidentally make off with any treasured family heirlooms.
So that's his National Service medals.
Yeah, so he did National Service in 1955.
I don't even think I've seen that one before, to be honest.
Well, there you go.
Keep hold of that, Kevin, or it'll end up in the van.
We can but hope.
Time for Pauline and Kevin to leave Angus where he's happiest, rooting around in dusty old boxes.
That's all right. Die-cast toy cars. Let's go to the rest of them.
It's a light one then, is it?
Yeah. Corgis. Right, Pete.
Yeah.
The vinyl.
Right.
That's your era. Have a quick look through there.
Oh, no. No, we definitely don't need any of that.
Don't think it's the right genre, is it?
No.
It's just at this stage, going through, checking through boxes, make sure it's worth taking. There's no point as taking anything that isn't going to be saleable, and big box of records there. Yes, some records are saleable, some not. So you've got to flick through, and use your experience to know what's saleable, what's not.
While Pete sorts the hits from the misses,
Bill Haley and the Comets.
There are plenty more goodies for Angus to sift through.
Oh, you know, every job we go on, or 9 out of 10 jobs we go on, you'll come across collector's plates. They were massive in the 90s, 90s, and they're all limited edition, but usually of 10,000 or 20,000. And, you know, they were a lot of money to buy new, but sadly now they just do very, very little. I mean, 30 to 50 pence a plate. It's a nice, easy job for me and Pete today. You know, we found some interesting bits. This old Austin 7 grill's quite good. So, yeah, you know, there's a mixture of items. Shouldn't take us too long to load up, and we'll get back and see what we've got.
Not to be outdone, Pauline's been having a rummage too, and she's just stumbled across something in the attic she wants Angus to have a look at.
So Angus, this is my guitar. So no, I bought it in the 80s and paid £125 for it then, with the intention of learning how to play it. And I think I had 2 lessons. And that was it. So it's got like a serial number up there as well.
Oh,
and
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I emailed Gibson USA the other day, and they've told me it's a genuine.
Excellent. Well, that makes all the difference that we've got that, because there's a lot of copies about. What I'll do is I'll get some photos. I'll ping them across to George. He's our guitar guru, and see what he thinks. But it's a nice early one.
But can this bass guitar strike a chord at auction? While Pete finishes off the clearance, Angus dials into his musical maestro.
Can you play a bit of bass, George? Can you?
George is no Jimi Hendrix, but apparently does know his way around a fretboard.
We could have like a works band, couldn't we?
Unfortunately, George thinks it may only fetch in the low hundreds.
Although it's a Gibson, it's not one of the super-duper rare, really expensive models. It is the condition, really, that lets it down. So I'll see if they're willing to let it go or not.
Whatever we do make, it's going to be split 4 ways anyway. Now.
Could start a train collection or something like that.
Don't think so.
After a busy afternoon, all the other items are loaded up into the van, ready for the short trip back to Kirby Moorside.
Wow.
It's all gone, hasn't it?
Yeah. Sad for it to go, but I think,
I
we're doing the right thing.
I think it's the best thing for it.
Some of the things are going to be in larger slots. They're not going to, you know, send you on world cruises, but, you know, it's fine. It will sell.
Yeah.
And there'll be people out there for it. Now, your guitar, because you're, you're a secret rocker, we've discovered. Yeah. In good nick, this model's around about 800-900. I think the condition being it is, we're probably nearer the £400 mark. So I appreciate you might want to keep that, but
yes, I do want to keep it. Thank you.
That's all right. I'll see you on auction day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Although today's been quite straightforward, it's straight out of the garage onto the van. The real work starts when we get back. You know, we've got to unpack every single box, get everything out, catalogue it, photograph it all, and get it all online. So that's where the real work starts. I mean, Pete will disagree with me. He'll say this is where the real work is, but it's not really. It's back at the sale room. And, you know, the result is, hopefully, good sales.
The drive north from Pauline's in Selby to Kirby Moorside takes Angus and Pete little more than an hour. There's a van load of goodies to sort through that belong to Pauline's late parents, Keith and Molly. Outdoor sales manager Mark is giving Pete a helping hand.
Oh, there's an RAF, history of the RAF Spitfire, the silver proof coin.
Really nice and collectible, those, aren't they? Yeah.
I've got Star Trek one, but
Star Trek.
I don't think it's as good. But it's still good.
Of course it is. Oh, they're smart, aren't they? UK celebration set 2010.
Never been touched, never been opened.
No.
It's even better, isn't it, really? Because there's no prints
nice
or anything. And
that's a nice collection, that.
Yeah, somebody will be wanting those. And then there you go. These are the ones I forgot about.
Right.
Car after car after car.
Pete's brought back more than 600 of Keith's toy cars, and many of them are still in their original boxes.
It's a nice collection, obviously all mint, and these won't actually get sold individually, so they'll get split up into lots, and then, but they will sell. That's the most important thing. They will sell because they are good.
The auction is in 3 weeks' time, but with so many small items to sort through, the team have got their work cut out. It's sale room manager Jeremy's job to divide this colossal fleet of miniature motors into saleable lots.
This is the type that everybody's looking for, from the 60s or 70s, maybe pushing into the 80s. And it's a classic, it's the Tour de France set. So you've got the logo on the car, fantastic. You've got the coach here shouting through the megaphone, get pedalling. And what you've got one rider here and then another rider with his arms aloft because he's just crossed the line first. And it's a really, really nice example of it. Still in its box. I mean, the box is a bit tatty, but hey, that doesn't really matter for that. So we would expect probably somewhere between 30 to 50 pounds for something like that. Contrast it with something like this, which is again quite an early one, and this was very, very common. This is what's called a model of yesteryear. Again, I mean, absolutely lovely condition, absolutely beautiful condition there, really, really nice. And a lot of kids would have got this sort of thing at Christmas. This sort of thing today is worth £5 to £8, something like that.
Not bad for a luxury motor. And these toy cars aren't the only thing driving Jeremy to distraction.
These are bar top advertising, which probably wouldn't be allowed today. This would have been standing on a bar, very, very typical of that sort of lovely sort of 60s period. A lot of people would like to have these because home bars are becoming quite popular now. So, and this sort of things, and people are looking for these sort of accessories to dress those. And I think they will sell well. Nice little lot, very, very popular because they are old ones, they are vintage ones, and these sort of things are being reproduced quite a lot.
Auction day has arrived and Pauline has travelled up from Selby with her sisters Jane and Helen.
This looks good, yeah. I'm really excited for it.
They've come to wave goodbye to their mum and dad's treasured possessions.
We're all extremely apprehensive about seeing these collections go. It's going to be quite an emotional day, I think.
I think particularly the things that are going to capture the most attention are the sort of advertising signs, the garage signs and those drinks sort of bar top advertising signs. I think that's a key lot that's going to do well.
I remember my dad made a homemade bar and it was in the corner of the room, and these were displayed on some shelving behind the bar, but I do think they're really cool.
I think it'd be interesting. I don't think there's going to be anything that absolutely flies, but you know, as long as we can get some good results, and I think part of it really, Pauline, is moving those items on that are in a garage, and hopefully we'll have a good day.
My dad would have loved this day. He would have loved coming to an auction and seeing his collections and seeing what people are prepared to pay for them.
Fingers crossed Angus can make Pauline's dad proud. As he takes to the rostrum with Emma and Heather alongside to track online bids, the sale room is ready.
Right, we get underway then. Lot number one then.
First up, Keith's collection of saucy bar signs.
These are brilliant.
They are.
30, £30, 32, 5, 8, 40, 6, 5, 8, 50, 5, 60, £60 a bit at sale room, bid at 60, at £60 it is, then at 60 it is, then at £70 at 70. We all know the advertising boards at £70, at 70 it is, then at £70 at 70. 5, fresh bid at 75,
Keep going, keep
£75
going.
Somebody's getting excited at 75, 80, 80 it is, then at £80 at 80, at £80 at 80.
Yay, go on.
All done, don't miss out on great things. At £80, the gavel is up. I'm going to sell then at £80.
Sold to an online bidder. Now, who's in the market for a radiator surround from a classic motor?
It's the first part to building your Austin 7. We haven't got the rest of it, just this. Do you know what would be great? Get a mirror and put it inside it. What a great, funky mirror that would look like.
Oh, that's a good idea. Make it into a mirror.
At £20 it is, then at £20 at 20, at 20. The idea is for free. Anybody else tempted? You're tempted, aren't you, sir? Are you bidding? 22, thank you very much.
Yes.
At £22 it is, at £22. 544, thank you
Oh,
very
it's
much,
worth
sir.
more than 22 quid, that.
Maybe the first of Keith's toys will do better. It's being sold as a single lot.
Oh, the Tour de France one.
Here's the Tour de France.
22, 25, 28, we're off now, 28, 30, £30 at 30, £30, 32, 35, £35 at 35 it is, at £35 at £35, 38, 42, £42 it is then, at 42 it is then at £42, we're all done for the Tour de France, 45 fresh bid, 48, 50, 50 it is then at £50.
I wouldn't have even put that at anything, me, when I looked at it. I just thought, just a top.
At 50, we're all done for the Tour de France at 50.
Great, yay!
Très bien indeed. Sold to a buyer 30 miles away in Filey.
I'm really impressed with how they've managed to know what's going to sell well.
Next up, the miniature motorised vehicle set and track.
30, 50, 80, 130.
Oh my God, what's this one?
£130 it is.
Wow.
At 130, 140 is it now? 140, 150, 150 it's at. At £150 it is then. I'm selling at 150.
Yay!
Sold to another Yorkshire toy fan. The rest of Keith's toy vehicles have been divided into 23 separate lots.
At 48.
That's very nice, that one.
50. Selling at 55.
14 of the lots roll out of the sale room to a variety of bidders from across the country.
Somebody likes their Rolls Royces.
Now, can these aviation-themed commemorative coins make any real money?
32, 5, 8, 42.
Good, that's
5,
Spitfire
8,
coins,
50,
lovely.
50. Sale room bid at 50 it is then. At 55, 60, 60 it is then. At £60 sale room bid at 60, gavels up at 60.
Tally up quick, girls. It's time for the final lot. The set of 12 Royal Mint proof coins that caught Mark's eye when he unloaded the van.
This is a good set. I've got 160, 170, 180 for
Wow.
me. 190, £190 it is then at 190. At 190 it is then for the coin set. At 200 fresh bid, 210. 210 it is then at £210 at 210. At £210 it is then at 220. Anywhere is it now? Selling at £210. Gavels up at 210.
Yes.
That's better.
What a way to end.
You add it up, it's quite a bit.
Pauline and the family were hoping to raise at least enough money for a big slap-up dinner. Time to find out if they need to start making reservations.
You all right?
Yeah, that was really good.
That's all right. You seem to enjoy yourselves up there.
That was really good fun watching it all happening. It's so fast.
You look like you were having fun as well.
So there's a few happy people and
It's nice to know
a few
there's,
good results, I think, and for one
Yeah.
of this that sort of did all right. You're walking away with £1,116.
No, that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
A successful day and a fitting farewell to Dad Keith's treasured collections.
Personally, I'm not bothered about the money. I'm more that they are going somewhere and they're not sat in boxes.
It's just nice that we've got something for all that when it was just going to waste, really, isn't it?
I generally think Pauline and her sisters have had a great day out. All in all, overall, we got some good results for them, so they're happy and they're going to be having a good party on the back of it.